You are very concerned about the community, and I think you do tend to weigh really heavily the benefit to the community and a good balance, and we've seen that a lot with some of the recent talks about development.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the recent talks with development, unlike when I was on council previously, we had just come out of the 2008-2009 recession, and I think the council, again, the first time I was on council, all of us, really felt that there was still a lot of room for growth in Breckenridge. Whether it was developing the arts district, whether it was saying okay to several real estate projects. Was it okay to transfer density to make some of these projects that were not necessarily going to be more economical by allowing them to have more density?
Right.
So I would say that during that period of time, council was a little more pro-growth.
Right.
And over the years, I think what we have now seen, and our citizens have certainly shared their concerns with us, and it's the same concerns I think all 7 of us have sitting on council now, is we've really become too successful. The growth that this community has seen over the last 5 or 6 years is incredible. And it really has put a strain on our infrastructure. And when we define our infrastructure as everything from providing good child care for our employees who live here or work in our community, affordable housing, our roadways, our parking, pedestrian transportation, our bus routes. And so, in the last year or so, the council has gotten very, very serious about what changes do we make to our infrastructure to handle the growth that's coming our way. The Front Range is growing. We're seeing a lot of people coming up from Denver. We're seeing a lot coming up from the Colorado Springs area. Right. Just putting a tremendous amount of pressure on our infrastructure. And we're, making improvements, but we haven't had enough time to see whether those improvements have really helped.
Right.
They have helped, but have they allowed us to catch up to where our capacity is today with our visitation, both destination as well as the day trippers that come up from the Front Range? And I think the jury is still out. I think for some of us, we've probably already made our determination that no, we have not caught up. And so we've got to be very careful, I think, adding fuel to the fire. That if somebody comes to us and they have a development proposal on a private piece of property for which they have all the rights and they conform to our development code, I think our attitude is, let's get out of the way and how do we facilitate it and expedite it.
Right.
But the moment somebody comes to us and says, oh, by the way, I need more density or I need more public assistance in order to make the project economical, I think that's when we are learning and have learned to say no. Or if we are going to say, well, we'll think about it and maybe, well, if it's maybe, we can approve it, then we want to see a tremendous amount of public benefits, something that we have not really asked for in the past because we never really felt that we were busting at the seams.
Right.
And I think the council now is very, very focused on, okay, if you want to do something and you need our help to do it, okay, we need to really sit down and have a very good and solid negotiation so that there are significant public benefits to outweigh what we're doing.
Right.